Hey man, hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. It's another episode with that damn Texas two-step. Houston gives them work. Texas Rangers move on. Woo! Let's talk ball.
I'm your Dawn. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah. Sorry.
Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek. Make sure you guys have downloaded the SeatGeek app. Good news, if you already have, they've got a code going right now, John Boy Playoffs. That's John Boy with an N, not that John Boys.
John Boy Postseason.
John Boy Postseason will get you 10% off. Go see a game. You might want to buy a flight and some tickets in Texas. Maybe Minnesota. We'll see. Code JohnBoy Postseason, 10% off. What are you doing? If you're getting a ticket anywhere, use that code. It works for you. It'll save you 10%. There's a link in the description. Trevor Plouffe, BBD. We have to talk some ball. Trev, I don't know. Do you want to, if this was court, do you want to get in front of the jury first and lay anything out there, or?
No, Poppy. We're going to get into the games. I love talking ball with you two guys. Just burn it, man. Then we'll get into it.
I mean, let's talk ball. That's why we're here, right?
Burn it, baby. Burn it.
Welcome to the land of 10,000 Jakes, as Christian Javier Bardem would like to make it no country for old man Trevor Plouffe's Twins, while Sonny would try to leave Minnesota faithful not feeling gray. Kyle Tucker, I barely know her, RBI single. Jose, 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 Jose. Abreu, like a kid growing up, he says, no more White Sox for me. 2-homer game for Jose. Breggy wants to see your dong. They both homer. Javier, 5-shot. To Brown, Abreu, Maton, Montero. Houston rolls in Game 3. 9-1 final. Rev.
I still like White Sox.
I mean, they have a place, but I think every kid has a moment where it's like, oh, we can do more than that.
Teddy always says, why do I have to look good?
Love that.
What does it matter? I'm like, well,
dude,
I have a point there, son.
This doesn't shock anyone. I was definition of that. Like, the only time I fought my mom growing up was her trying to dress me up nice. And that's
like,
obvious.
Teddy, if he puts on any pants on Teddy, those are sweatpants, bro. That's not like you're putting on something nice. Like, pants to him is like, might as well put him in jail.
That's going to be a pretty sweet day for you when he makes the turn and you guys are the swagged out Plouffe boys.
No, I'll be so old by then.
Yeah,
I'm already
you're
feeling
right.
old, man. I think your Dawn has aged me.
Don't get me started.
Several years in one day.
Trev,
where do we start with this
Trev, what happened, big dog?
Astros came out swinging, bro. That's it. It looked like they were. I mean, they were all over it. I thought AJ and Adam were good today in the booth for this game. Adam had his sweeper talk, which I thought was cool. Instead of just dismissing it, we talk about it. But AJ kept saying, "Man, it looks like they're sitting breaking ball. Looks like they're sitting breaking ball." And they were. I don't know. I'm not accusing the Astros of cheating people. I'm saying, they either had an incredible game plan against Sonny, because they took some healthy hacks against him, or they maybe saw something with his breaking pitches. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. They got the job done. They crushed. I mean, 4 runs in the first inning. What did we talk about before the game? You can't let that happen. You can't go out there and give up that lead early on, put all the pressure on your offense, especially with those shadows. And I want to get over the shadows because we were talking about them a little bit. Oh, Houston didn't have a problem with shadows. That's not how shadows work all the time, dude. Like the sun, I don't know if you know this. Well, the sun doesn't move. We move. It looks like the sun is moving. It changes. Shadows change throughout the game, especially at that part of the day. So, there were some innings where I don't think the shadows were a problem at all, and it was just the Twins not hitting. But there were. Look at the swings. there was, I think it was the second inning or, Correa's first at bat. It was bad. They were taking really, really poor swings. Wallner had poor swings. That was shadows.
Did
So I'm not
Did Houston not have shadows in the first inning where they put up 4?
Not, so I wasn't, I'm not really
different.
I'm not really sure about it. I got some overhead shots. It could change within a half inning. It could change, within 2 minutes. So it does change. I will say that Javier did a much better job of tunneling his pitches than Sonny did. And that is how you get guys out when the shadows are a problem. You just you tunnel the pitch, and it's a guessing game. And I thought they did a good job explaining that on the broadcast as well. I thought Sonny, for the most part, likes to command that down and away part of the zone to a righty or inner half to a lefty. And typically he's slider off that. He can do that backdoor two-seam where he X's that corner very well. He was popping up a bunch of breaking balls there. The sweeper was really kind of had more depth to it today. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the shadows had an impact on the game, but I don't think it impacted it, enough. The Twins had their opportunities throughout the game and just did not get the job done. I don't know what they are with runners in scoring position over the playoffs. It's bad, though. It's very, very bad. And you're not going to beat a team like the Astros if you're not getting those timely hits, because they're going to do it. They're going to hit bombs like they did today. Jose Abreu, holy shit. A couple of just absolute missiles. Jordan gets his because of course. Bregman gets his because of course. Altuve pulling the okie doke, getting fooled on a slider just to hit the next one back up the middle. Like, they were doing all of the Houston things today that they do that will frustrate you if you play against it, but also if you really look at it, it's beautiful. You're watching these guys play the game. Houston plays a beautiful brand of baseball. It's relentless. It is aggressive. At the same time, they don't make a lot of mistakes, and that is a team that's difficult to beat. So I think you just absolutely tip your cap to Houston for coming in, shutting up the raucous crowd. We kept hearing that. I was excited to see it, but how do you stop a raucous crowd? Put up 4 in the first. So it was again, they had their chances, man. First inning, Alex Kirilloff zoos the ball. It wasn't a hit, by the way. They ruled it an error, actually. Yeah. It looked like to me the ball blended into the first baseline a little bit. I think that might have been us with the camera angle, because I think he was kind of on the side of the foul line. So if that was the case, then it probably didn't mess with him. You got to make that play. Could have been an ending double play. Instead, they score 4 runs, and honestly, the game was over after that. It was without coming up with those timely hits, the game was over.
Yes and no. Like, credit where Houston deserves the most credit. Jose Altuve, 0-2, first batter. Like, who he is. Takes another sweeper, and then he hits a sweeper. Base hit up the middle. Okay, yep, you're Jose Altuve, confirmed. Gets Bregman, like you mentioned, the error. Kyle Tucker single, and then Jose Abreu. By the way, hitting 5th. Jose Abreu, who had a negative WAR this season, like, the contract surprised us all at first, but we were also like, damn, like, Houston, did they just add Jose Abreu? And then it almost looked like a bad signing. Guess what? A playoff start, and if you're a dude, you're a dude, and Jose Abreu is a dude right now. 3-run homer, it's 4-0. And then punch back innings, which I'm adding to my analytics binder. In that first inning, punch back. Christian Javier, who hasn't had a special year. You have Kepler doubles. It's Kepler and Polanco, second and third, 1 out. Like, let's get something on the board. I'm not saying you have to hit a 3-run homer to tie it, but a run makes the game feel a lot different. Strikeout. Rolls Royce, 3 pitches. Correa gets punched. There were some shadows, and they were swinging at some balls they weren't particularly close to. Was that shadows? Was that moment? Was that Javier? I don't know. But Trev, then, 3rd inning, hit by pitch. You get blessed with, like, the playoff gift of all gifts, a leadoff hit by pitch. And then your boy, Edouard Julien, you're live on Instagram, he walks. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Minnesota trying to muster anything. Strikeout, fly out. So yes, Houston ended that game early, but they also didn't. Like, if Minnesota gave a punch back, but man, once you start gripping that bat a little tighter, and in these 5-game sets, like, I know it's a little early to jump to conclusions, but the playoff early lead, I mean, it's tough to counter at this point. Like, it almost, if you're a road team who's facing a shaky first-inning pitcher, that feels like a leg up. And hey, Sonny Gray's had a phenomenal year, and he actually, he settles in a little bit after that. But, man, in a way, you're right. Like, it was over. In a way, it wasn't. Like, Minnesota, if they could have done anything to get an early 4-1 or 4-2, the whole game feels different. They never did, and then you look up 9-1, see ya.
Agreed. I probably spoke out of turn right there a little bit. The game wasn't over, but it sure felt like, wow, we have our work cut out for us. And then, shadows or no shadows, Royce took some big hacks in situations where, I know he's caught clutch and he's hit a lot of big-time homers this year, but I guarantee you, if he remembers going back into those at-bats, he wasn't trying to hit homers, man. Like, when you start trying to do that again, you get in trouble. When you keep your approach, which for Royce should be driving the ball into the big part of the field. Now, you hit homers there too, big fella, because you got the power to do it. Let's stay big part of the field, especially in those moments where you have runners in scoring position. He's out of whack a little bit. He's trying to hit a grand slam. He's trying to hit the 3-run homer. When, in fact, if they would have just cut the deficit down, by 1 run, by 2 runs, you have to chip away. And I know it's cliche to say that, but it's the truth. In those moments, instead of trying to hit the 3-run homer, let's get 1. Okay? And then we get these times up. And let's get another one. And you know what? When you have that approach, sometimes you hit a homer.
Right.
Sometimes you click it, the launch angle's right. You're out, you get extended a little bit on it, and it's gone. So, you have to tell yourself that as a hitter. It's very difficult. It's easier said than done. I didn't forget how hard the game is. It's very difficult. That's why I still believe in run producers. I think a lot of people in the game still believe in the ability to drive in runs because your heartbeat is a little bit higher. You have to continue to have a good approach in those situations, and certain guys seem to have a knack for it more than other guys. So I think, there was a couple of bats with runners in score position that weren't good for the Twins, but it's a 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, and the Astros weren't even much better, 3 for 14, but 3 knocks with runners in scoring positions usually means you got at least 3 runs. Then you add in some homers, and that's how you get the final score. But credit to their bullpen for coming in, doing their thing. We knew they were going to be a beast. And then, the Astros keep coming. They add on. They add on.
Yeah, a couple other things. Love to the Astros. Jeremy Pena playing defense up the middle. My goodness, That guy is a freak show. We see Yainer Diaz get the start. He has a tough day at the office, but we also see Mauricio Dupont plug and play that guy. He'll run into 2 hits. Jose Abreu with the 5 RBI, 2 homer day. Credit to Javier, who 5 walks. He kind of worked his way in and out of trouble. 0 earned runs, only 1 hit. This felt like Houston, the wagon team. I know you said they had 3 hits and runners in scoring position, but it was also 3 for 14. Like, this game could have been a little more lopsided. And Trev, I never want to overstep my boundaries when talking about players, but I feel like I'm getting to a better place with it. But when Royce Lewis, and again, I've got a small sample size on this guy, everyone does, it feels like he has really good extension. Like, something about his swing, he feels like he's 6'6", but he's 6'2".
It's like Ryan Braun at the plate. That's what I say all the time.
Wow.
They look like they use a 50-inch bat.
I love that, Trev. Yes. There was a fastball away off the plate today that he fouled off his barrel, and he didn't, reach. It feels like he has extra extension on his swing. And I wonder if maybe, he turns on the Gossman homer in the playoffs, that instead of using that, which is his gift in his swing, if he's trying to get around on it a little early, And hey, it's a big spot. It's a kid in the playoffs. And he's also facing elite competition that's been to the CS the past 6 years, and they're now a game away from making it 7, man. I don't know. Is there anything? I guess what else before we tease a little bit about tomorrow's game, because we don't have to for the next series. I guess what else do you need to tie off on this one?
I think Houston is just a very good baseball team. I don't want this to come off as me just talking about the Twins and what they didn't do right. I mean, Houston, we should talk about what they did right. I mean, 2 homers by Jose Abreu. You talked about him a little bit, how he struggled in the regular season. He's really found it. He became a run producer for them in September. I believe he had almost I want to say 25 runs driven in September. Beavers, can you give me a double check on that?
I'm on his page. In the second half, he had a 760 OPS, which was better.
Give me September.
835 OPS, 28 RBI.
28 in September.
26 games.
And what do they do in September?
Got to the dance, and now they're
They won the division,
dancing their ass off.
And it's funny because we talk about all these other teams. Oh, man, the layoff really got a hold of these teams. The Astros don't give a shit.
No.
They don't make excuses, man. They go out and they freaking handle business. If you like baseball, like the sport of baseball, you got to like watching this Astros team play.
Yeah, and there's something about the dude meter, which, again, you won't find in a lot of other analytics binders, but, Jose Abreu's 680 OPS this regular season, out the door. He's batting 5th for Houston, 2-homer game.
He's 1 dot in it over 3 games.
The other guy that I know you touched on, and it's easy to touch on and move on, Yordan Alvarez is one of the best young hitters we've ever seen. And it's Trev, it's starting to get past the point where we say young. He's
only 26, isn't he?
He's 26, so he is young, but he's one of the best hitters we've ever seen.
Yes. I have no problem putting that out there. One of the best hitters we've ever seen. Okay, and that doesn't mean he's better than your favorite player. Go watch this guy.
But he might be, and he probably is.
He probably.
I don't know who your best player is, but he probably is.
I put a tweet out about him, just about what the things I liked. I included that he's a Cuban ball player because obviously,
right.
But yeah, he's special, man. As a pitcher, what are you supposed to do?
Trev, if
he doesn't chase, you try to go in on him. That's what they've been trying to do, and he's like, I guess I could just pull my hands in and go down the line a few times until you make a mistake out over the plate, and then I'm going to hit a homer against you. He hits every mistake.
Trev, if you had a 293, 407, 990 OPS with 31 homers and 97 RBI, would that be a good year?
Yeah.
Well, he did that in 114 games.
I know.
So, he left about 45 on the table there.
He's like I said, he doesn't miss your mistake. So you have to be perfect against him. And pitchers don't like when they have to be perfect against guys. They end up making more mistakes.
Yeah.
The meatball percentage, that's like an actual stat. It's got to be out the roof with him. If he's getting something middle, he ain't missing it.
Trev,
I don't know, man. This team is good. The Twins, I'll say this about the Twins. Urquidy and Verlander, I believe, the next 2 starters for Houston. Are they playing tomorrow? They are playing tomorrow, right?
Let me pause you a little bit because
Okay,
I want to bring tomorrow's preview to you by Tommy John. I've made the full switch. People probably know at this point. If you listen to this program, I walked everyone through the store yesterday. Ipso facto, I only wear Tommy John underwear now. Do
you have the one with the hammock for the balls?
There's a little pouch for my kibbles and bits down there. I'm wearing them right now. YouTube, you'll see this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm a Tommy John guy.
Eesh.
That's it. I don't know if YouTube has to take the video down now, but I do know Tommy John has the most comfortable underwear and loungewear in the game. They're all I put on my kibbles and bits nowadays. 20 million pairs sold, and you can get 20% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/talkin. Save 20% at TommyJohn.com/talkin. Click the link in the description. You know what? Send me a picture. No, don't. But get yourself some Tommy John. Get yourself some Tommy John. Trev, I think you were segueing into this part, so I'll lead it a little bit and see what else you get. I think you're alluding to that Houston will be throwing righties, and the Twins lineup with their lefties in it is a little bit more of a threat. I guess, is there anything else from today or previously that you're taking into tomorrow and hopefully a Game 5 for your Twins, or what else are you looking for?
I think you have to, for the Twins, you have to hit with runners in scoring position. There's no secret. It's not like it's some profound thing to say to you. Hit with runners in scoring position. If you get those chances, you have to capitalize on them. And I think tomorrow Joe Ryan's going to have an extremely short leash. I think they're going to unleash the bullpen and make sure they get to a Game 5 and then kind of put their trust in Pablo. That's got to be the pitching game plan.
Get it to Pablo.
Get it to Pablo any way you can.
Yeah.
I think if they do that, they're going to have to score, let's just put a number out there tomorrow. 6 runs tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say 5, like, minimum.
Yeah, they're going to have to score 5-6 runs tomorrow at a minimum. So you got to cash in when you have those ducks on the pond.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
As fans, I don't know, there's only so many buttons you can really push in baseball. Like, that's where we end up laughing. Like, you know, you're going to roll a lineup out there and hopefully your guys are good for you. Like we talked about the Dodgers. Like, I don't know, if Mookie and Freddie go 6 for 10, you might have a good day. If they don't, you might have a bad day. Like, if you're the Twins, do you see more like hit and runs tomorrow? Like, do you see any more aggressive? Like, is there anything else you expect them to do to be like a little more aggressive with their back against the wall tomorrow?
Not really. They don't like to bunt. They don't really like to hit and run. They'll do the first and third bunt play if they have the right personnel in there. I mean, look, they got beat today. So you come back, they're going to run the same lineup out there tomorrow. You just hope that you have better results. I mean, they're doing everything they need to do except executing during the game. You know, like I said, getting the timely hitting. So you can't make mistakes. I would not. I mean, it's crazy it hasn't gotten to this already, but like, let's just really try not to give Yordan Alvarez anything to hit.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you got fucking Kyle Tucker right behind him. But I would, and this might, come back to bite me, but I would take my chances with him over Yordan right now. I don't know. Like, I know pick your poison, but I think you can't let Yordan beat you. You can't make any mistakes in the field. You got to take every extra base that you can. You have to play a perfect game. I say that about Houston all the time. You have to play perfect to beat them. You do. And the Twins have not done that in this series besides, Pablo kind of pretty dang close to perfect against them. So they got that win, but it's daunting. And for Houston, continue to apply pressure, man. Like Altuve he's gotten on every single game to lead off.
Yeah.
Like, let's get him off the base pass to start the game. Like, that's a plan as well.
No deal.
Good luck. Yeah. Good luck.
Jose Urquidy, show me your cat. He'll be on the bump tomorrow. Rough season for him, 5.29 ERA. His last 9 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs. So let's see what Jose Urquidy we're getting tomorrow. He always makes me laugh a little bit. He's got a little bit of a warehouse body on the mound. He's got a little bit of a team baggage body, but I'm excited tomorrow. And Trev, they get flexed to the night game.
Yeah.
Because, as we're about to find out, the Texas Rangers are going to the ALCS. The Orioles would try to enforce the rules with their dean as Kramer gets the pill versus Nate Dog Evaldi as he tried to regulate a trip to the ALCS for Texas. Corey Bob Seager would try to turn the page on the O season. Solo homer in the first. Mitch Hedberg Garver had no stage fright with his 2 RBI double. El Bombi, Adolis Garcia into the seats. It's 6-0 Rangers. Oh my, take your 100+ wins and shove them up your butt. Nate was nasty. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run to Chapman, to Leclerc. Texas on their Quidditch-ish as they bust out the broomsticks and sweep the Baltimore Orioles. Final 7-1. They await the winner of Minnesota-Houston.
Unbelievable.
Just like that.
Series.
Just like
that. I got some stats.
Are you
start out with stats?
You on the AL East train yet or what?
No, I don't do that the way that you AL East people do to my AL Central. I don't rag on you when you're down.
Right.
Bad showing for the Orioles in this series. Everyone's kind of like, you guys will be okay. It's just the start of your run. You don't know that.
Right.
You don't know that.
Right.
They're going to be okay. But this is about the Rangers, man. And I got stats. Can I give you stats?
Give me some stats.
I'm usually not a huge stat guy. We usually talk more like game within the game, all that stuff. But I got some stats because everyone was so worried about this bullpen, this rotation. Did it have enough? Heaney, what's he going to show? Okay, here's my stats. And I got them written down over here, so I'm going to have to be looking over here, okay?
Okay.
The starters, and I'm going to include Dane Dunning in the starters because I believe him and Heen Dog, let's just put them together as one starter.
Piggyback, sure.
Yeah. 30 1/3 innings pitched in this postseason. 8 earned runs, a 2.37 ERA. It's really good, right? You got some good outings there where you didn't have to expose the bullpen, which is the problem in this organization, right? This bullpen stinks, right?
Bullpen stinks.
14 2/3 innings pitched in the postseason, 3 earned runs for a 1.84 ERA. The bullpen doesn't stink right now, people. Chapman's a little squirrely. There's no doubt about that. Bochy is trying to figure that out, putting them in some situations to get him going. I don't know if he's going to see the light of day unless they have another blowout, but the bullpen has showed up. Tack that along with 32 runs. You're averaging 6.4 runs per game, and you're allowing what? 2? 32-12 is your run differential. Like, this team is absolutely firing right now. I mean, if the Astros end up winning, like the Astros versus the Rangers is like, we're punishing teams that make mistakes bowl. We're playing fundamentally sound baseball bowl because the Rangers have showed up and showed out. Got their first home game today, clinched in front of their home crowd. They've been playing great baseball. And that bullpen, like I told people, would get pared down. And you're going to see a lot of Leclerc. And they're just going to try to get the ball to him as best they can. So kudos to the Rangers, man. They came out and just took it. They just took this series.
Trev, I've been kicking myself because my player comp, something any nerdy sports fan loves to do when it's a draft or anything like that. This team's player comp was last year's Phillies, and I've been saying it a lot. And, okay, you're nervous about your bullpen. Okay, you got a couple starters. What do you have? Oh, your lineup just mashes?
Mashes.
How? 2 of their games just have not mattered. This game, they go up 6-0. That's game over. I'm sorry. You can have Bob Costas and whoever talk about the history of postseason games, but, that ain't it. 3 of their 5 games. They went up 9-2 on Baltimore last time out. They went up they beat the Rays 7-1, and I'm not even counting 4-0 win over the Rays in their first game this postseason. If you're going to put up runs like this, you're going to be a tough out. And I know we're all figuring out this playoff format, and people are doing rest and rust, and people are doing everything. Their lineup's disgusting. The weak link in their lineup right now is Tavares, and he's giving tough switch hitting at bats. Like
He's at the bottom.
Nathaniel Lowe batting 7th. He hits a tank job tonight. Corey Seager, I gave my guy Corbin Carroll some love as the toughest out in this postseason right now. Him, Seager, Jordan, put them all in a pot and figure it out, because don't care. Like they're really not getting out. Texas, they just mash. They just mash potatoes. And Trev, you said it. You referenced some of your old Minnesota Twins teams, which was a little backhanded. Trying to play baseball when you're in a 3-0, 6-0 hole, it's not the same, man. It's just not the same. And that's what they're forcing upon teams.
I guess we'll talk Orioles now. I mean, the starting pitching wasn't there for them.
No.
And I know that during the year it was, especially at the end of the year, they really kind of came around. But in the postseason, it did not happen. And you're right. I mean, playing from behind every single game is a daunting test. I guess they weren't behind. Didn't they score first in the first game, I believe?
In the second game, they
went up 2-0.
They went up 2-0, but then they gave up the next 9.
So, yeah, I mean,
And those started pretty soon.
Shout out Dean Kremer. I mean, he's pitching with a heavy heart.
Yeah.
Didn't have his best stuff today. 1 2/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 2 homers.
We talked about
we
talked about it on the live stream a little bit, like, back against the wall, off and off day. The Orioles pen came in and looked pretty good. That if you're gonna walk, walk Seager to get to Adolis. I don't know. Should they have gone to the bullpen earlier? It's very easy to second guess it after the situation, but with what happened, I think you can second guess it, and that's what I've been doing kind of this whole October, because that's all we got.
Orioles never got swept during the regular season. They end up they got swept in the series.
They never got swept in the Adley Rutschman era.
Until now.
It's a sick sport, man.
It is. And, I don't think the right attitude is let's just get to the dance, and because it's a crapshoot. I don't think that's the case. I think it's let's get to the dance and have as many weapons as possible, because some of them are going to be hot and some of them are going to be cold, and we got to be able to decipher which ones. Like going out and, like having a guy like Mitch Garver on your bench most of the year, on the bench. Jonah Heim's your catcher. Mitch gets hot. He's a weapon. He's had really good years at the big league level before, and now he's hitting in your three-hole hitting bombs in the postseason. You just have to have enough weapons. Real depth, I believe, is the key. Or have Jordan. Real depth is the key, because when you get to these points, just like Bochy's doing with his bullpen, you just got to find the guys that are running hot at this time. And that's what the Rangers have done.
Yeah, and it's a couple more things I want to get off my chest, and then we'll wrap it up. Jake's final takes are brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. You already know, baseball playoffs are here, and if you bet $5, you'll get $200 instantly in bonus bets. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Talkin. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on baseball, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Talkin. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. 21 plus, ages vary by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.co/baseball for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility, deposit restrictions apply. You calling timeout?
Yeah, I just
Please.
saw a video that I feel like we got to show.
Okay.
It's our Instagram. Just dudes being dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Hedges and Scherzer.
Whew.
I mean,
Oh, that's some good Hedges stuff.
when I win Blitzball 4,
Oh.
I'm going to party.
That's interesting.
I'm going to party.
Just a couple loose thoughts in my head that are my final thoughts in the night. If you want to throw them out or say something, something, Bruce Bochy. I don't know. Do whatever you want with that, but seeing the old dog back at it, that's doing something for me. Something, not messing with your lineup, whether it's righty or lefty, significantly. Like the Orioles, they have a different lineup, lefty or righty a little bit. If you play the Texas Rangers, you're pretty much getting Simeon, Seager, and a mix of Adolis in there. There's don't get me wrong, there's some tweaks, but even we heard it with my Snakes the other day. Corbin Carroll's number one goal as a minor leaguer, he said, is I never want to be in the position where I'm a platoon guy. And I don't know. I don't know what that means. Maybe reading too much into little things right now. But what the Texas Rangers are doing, it's impressive. And whether it's Houston waiting for them or your Twins, their argument for advancing is going to be the exact same argument it's been for advancing, is that we're going to outmaul you. And whatever team is there, they can. So I'm interested to see if if your Twinkies can extend this series a game or two, or, God, it could be some real Texas BS going on in the AL.
And because they clinched so early, they're going to have their pitching lined up for the CS.
Yeah.
They have to do that. Their bullpen isn't a strength still. Bochy's navigating it well, but if it gets exposed enough, it'll crack. But they haven't had to do that because they've been able to line their pitching up in both series. Man, they're going to be able to go Montgomery and Eovaldi 4 times out of the 7-game set if need be. Piggyback game with Heaney and Dunning again. Okay. They're playing their cards right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, ALCS doesn't start till Sunday, I think. So if Twins,
if they wanted to, you can flip Eovaldi and get him again.
Yeah.
Twins can. That's going to be interesting. Are the Twins going to throw a wrench in this postseason either way, whether they can win 2 more in advance or whether they can make Houston pitch another game? Interesting, the moving parts of the playoffs. Anything before we send the people away, Trev?
We'll be here most likely tomorrow night. It's 3 games tomorrow.
I think so. We're doing a full binge stream. I think we're going. It's the last day of the year, Trev, with 3 baseball games.
You're going all 3, huh?
Last day of the year.
I used to join those from here. Now you guys don't let me.
Oh my God. We will.
That's not my decision.
I enjoyed your stream today.
We will. Yeah. Check out Trev's IG live during every.
I will be going
Eddie
live
Julian
for every
at-bats.
Eddie Julian at bat during the postseason. So let's hope that continues for several more days.
God, that does something for me. Thank you, everyone. Join us on our stream tomorrow, 5 to 11 probably. As we got the last day of baseball with 3 games. Go the ball. We'll see you there. Wow. Eddie Julian. Is Eddie Julian your friend on Instagram?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Jake.
October 11th?
Midnight on the nose.
You know what? West Coast are still a young spring chicken.
Still got those 33
Happy birthday,
year old
big dog. I
hips.
love you, man.
Just a little bit of loneliness and horniness, but comes with the territory. Love both you guys. And my guy Jim.